What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD
Podcast.
Oh.
Period.
I said my co-host is being a complaining Aquarius right now. Don't mind her. She just
First of all,
hey,
I'm not a complainer like that now.
Complaint fish.
What you not finna do? I just have very strict boundaries and I don't play by them.
You have your boundaries have boundaries.
They sure do, and don't cross them. What's the problem? At least I'm sure of myself. Sure.
Oh, let me know. Put me on.
Cool. All right, so welcome to another episode of OD Podcast, y'all. What's up? I hope this episode don't come out late, but I'm gonna tell y'all now. I tell you what, I'm MF tired. I gotta wash my hair for this hair appointment. I need to clean up. I need to do a lot of things, y'all. So it's definitely gonna come out tomorrow. I don't know about midnight. Okay, and it won't matter because when you hear this, you're gonna already be listening, which means I'll already be out. So
exactly. Just
all right,
apology and go.
Period. All right, so let's get into the Black Business of the Week. I think it's my turn.
That was mine.
Oh, I know that's right.
Because I've been waiting. All right, so my Black Business of the Week is actually one of my old coworkers. Her name is Shanael. Shanael is a makeup artist turned realtor, baby. She's been a makeup artist forever. She used to work at MAC before I worked there, and I started in 2013. She not recently, but I think about 2 years ago, two and a half years ago, she relocated to California, to SoCal, which is South California. She relocated
Southern California. Sorry.
Say South.
I know, but just if you're gonna be a Californian, you gotta say it right.
I learned that. And stop spilling my tea. Anywho, so I don't know. I talk about this every week on the episode about how it's just been so hard for me to find an apartment. And so I really have been set on getting a loft because I was introduced to this loft building that had lofts downtown LA that were extremely reasonable. So my mind was on that, but they never hit me back. So I ended up hitting her. When I tell you, my girl had me a list. When I say she had the list of list nations, I ain't seen none of them apartments. Like, she literally asked me 4 areas I want to list to move in, and she said, what was my budget? I told her. She said, no, ma'am, you need to go a little bit higher than that because what you're looking for, you're not gonna find. But even what she sent me was still in my price range. So I'm like, girl. Anywho, but now she said.
Well, at least she said that right expectations.
Yeah, she did. She sent me so many nice places that I just didn't see. I was gagging. Like, now she doesn't really do rentals. She did it because of our relationship. She does more so like, regular real estate stuff. So she ended up sending me some. I applied to it and I got denied. But that was because of me, not her. But she helped. And then I ended up getting approved for the original unit that I wanted. They finally hit me back.
And you found that on your own, not with her?
No, I found it on my own. And she was gonna go out there because what she was doing was when she went out there to the apartments, she would go view the apartment for me and send me videos. So she would walk through the apartment and send me videos, which was so helpful. So this time she couldn't do it because the building manager requested that I come in myself, me and anybody who else is gonna be on the lease. And I don't know if it may be a security purpose, and also because a lot of people are scamming during this time. So she couldn't do it for me. But when I tell you she was so helpful, she was so fast. She was like, okay, you need to send me this info. You know, she was literally on it. And I just want to shout her out. And y'all need to listen, she in California.
So she's a realtor and a makeup artist?
So she quit makeup to do
real estate. Nah, I ain't mad at that now.
Yeah, so she literally is one of the top sellers under the Keller Williams brand.
Okay, period. About my first property through Keller Williams.
Period. So she's also on the Robert and Christie real estate team, which is also a company in California. But if you guys are looking for a home, I'm sure she can help you find one outside of California, but I know California would be easier for her because that's where she lives. But
Yeah, usually they're certified per state, but they can connect you with somebody in your wherever you want to live.
So check her out. Her Instagram is Robin Shanael, is ROBINSHANAEL. And we're gonna have that in episode notes, so you can just click it and check her out, follow her. She might still have some makeup pictures up. I don't see any myself. I'm looking. Oh no, she took them down. But yeah.
That's gonna be you. You finna get into the real estate. Look at you, makeup artist turned real estate agent.
No, I don't got the time.
No, you might make a little bit faster money. I don't know. Real estate can cut the check and you can do a little less work.
Oh, I know.
But so you got approved for your apartment. How are you feeling?
Yeah. So I was really getting discouraged. Like this past week or 2 weeks, I've been extremely busy, so I haven't had any time to do anything, and I was getting discouraged because of that. So she was helping me, but she needed certain things from me, and I couldn't do it right then because I was working, or I was on a plane, or I was moving around, and it was just really frustrating me. And I'm like, you know what? She sent me some places, and I got denied, and I felt like it was because I didn't send her the right documents at the right time. But lo and behold, the original loft place hit me back. And, they said that they filled the unit that I wanted, but they had more open. And within a day and a half, I got approved. So I was shocked. Like, I literally was pissed off when I got the email. I was mad. I was contemplating a lot of things that I cannot talk about on.
You don't said a lot of things on here. You must have been ready to do something about that.
Yeah, and it wasn't nothing like suicide or nothing. Let me just make.
Oh, dang! I wasn't even thinking. I'm thinking the other way around.
But yeah, I wasn't ready to do that. But I was having a moment, and I was having a bad day that day, and it was the day of the VMAs, and I had just finished working. I was sitting there just thinking. I was irritated, and then boom, email came through saying I got approved. I just didn't know how to feel. Like I was like, wow, like my search.
That's a good feeling when all that chaos is going on, and then you get something like that. Yeah, especially with the time crunch that's going on now.
Yeah, like I have 2 more months in this apartment in Atlanta. It's perfect, so I have time that I can move my stuff gradually. So as of tomorrow, I'm gonna just pack up all my collectibles inside of a suitcase and take it with me. That way I can clear a lot of space in my living room so I can start taking pictures of my furniture. So
wait, take it with you. So you about to have, so you already got you getting the keys tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm literally signing the lease and getting the keys
tomorrow. Oh wow.
Oh yeah, this is happening right now.
I'm thinking because sometimes people can sign the lease, they get approved or whatever, and they have a future move-in date. Like,
oh no, ma'am. They say you got to come here within 72 hours or we're moving on. I said I'll be there.
Wow. Say less.
I said I can come on Thursday. I was gonna go there today, but I ended up getting booked for a job, and at this point, I'm literally taking every job somebody sends me. So if you need your makeup done, whatever occasion it is, we gonna squeeze it in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I booked the flight literally on set today for tomorrow. I'll come back on Saturday, but yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. Not you got 2 addresses.
Yeah, for 2 months I have 2 addresses. I'm gonna take my collectibles out there in the suitcase and just leave them. So that way I can, when I come back home, I can just start taking pictures of the furniture that I'm selling. Didn't realize that I still had the box to my bed. So I think I'm gonna keep my bed because I really love my bed.
How you gonna transport it?
I'm gonna put it in my car. So the rules for shipping a car, you can actually store as much stuff as you want.
Yeah, that's what people be doing.
Past the window.
I've seen people do it past that. Let me ask you this. Oh, I saw a TikTok. Believe it, I love TikTok, y'all. So you learn everything on there. But there, look on Amazon for moving bags. It's like huge duffels. It might be easier to transport than boxes. So that way, if you, let's say you fill your car up, it can flex a little bit more, and you can kind of just stack them up and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'll look on it, but I know for
Dang,
now.
Pooh, you live in California.
That's what I'm saying.
Now how you gonna do your client? Are you gonna take some time off from clients? Because how are you gonna do that transition? Or are you just gonna be back and forth until you
So
officially move?
I do work a lot out there. So as of now, what I'm gonna do is when I come home, I'm just gonna start the process of booking like my shipping my car out there.
Mm-hmm.
I have up until November 17th to move out of this apartment. So I got a lot of time, but also not a lot of time.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Time ticking, and you work a lot of days, so it's like you gotta
yeah,
make stuff
that's the
work.
part because I was telling Alicia earlier, this is my third day home. This whole month I've been gone since September 1st, and this is my third day at home. So it's a lot, you know. So that's why I'm glad I got approved early because it gives me time to move around. But what I'm gonna do is, since I am always in California, every time I'm booked out there, I'm just gonna take 3 suitcases with me, 2 for clothes, and just dump it in my apartment, and then
I mean,
come back.
that sound about right.
So
Jesus.
that way it'll take off some of the load.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, Pooh. Okay. Dang. Okay. Dang,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. 11th floor, overlooking the city.
Period. And I mean it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I hope you really like it when you see it in person.
I really do too, honestly. That's the scary part because I'm going 2,000 miles away to look at an apartment for the first time. And my fear is that it stinks. Um, like literally stinks. Like I have a problem with smells, like people's homes.
As you should.
If you grew up in the hood, then you understand that buildings and apartments do have like smell sometimes. And one
Mm-hmm.
of my biggest fears is my apartment smell like roaches. So
Yes, I understand. No Tiffany Haddish.
yeah, and so that I need to smell it. I need to just look at it just to make sure that everything is what it is. It's definitely a cute kitchen, so that way when I make my cooking videos, I don't have to keep cooking on an electric stove. That that did make a big difference to me. So I was like, I need a cute stove for these videos because I can't be making these videos.
Period. Gas me or don't ask me.
Yeah. And then it's also a live workspace. Like the way that it's set up, I can set up a work area, but I doubt that I ever be doing makeup in my home unless it's gonna be for YouTube. So that area that is quote unquote a workspace is going to be either a dining area or um I'm gonna make it like a YouTube kind of like area to
Yeah.
make
Okay. Well, I'll get an air mattress because when I come, I'm gonna need somewhere to sleep. So
I'm gonna definitely have to get an air mattress for now just in case.
not an air
Just
mattress.
in
I'm telling
case,
everybody.
because when I get out there, I don't know why I even got a hotel. I should have just not got a hotel. Now that I think about
Oh, instead just slept in your place. Yeah, but you want to be comfortable.
it. Yeah, but I do want to be comfortable. That's why. Yeah, that's right. That's true. So I don't know.
It's
Uh,
nice and all, but the first when you move, I remember when I first moved here. I mean, it was nice to have everything moved, but it just wasn't enjoyable. And it smelled, I should have had a housekeeper come and clean first instead of cleaning myself. There was so much dust because they had like renovated and everything. Oh, honey.
oh gosh. Well, yeah. I'm very 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 nervous. Like this is weird actually because it don't
Yeah, I
even
mean,
feel
it's a
real.
big
It feel
deal.
like and I kept. Of course, when you do stuff like this, I'm the type of person to think about every single thing that can go wrong. And it doesn't help when you have certain friends that do the same thing. So my friend, I'm trying to explain to her like what I'm doing, and she's like, "Why would you go out there? This sounds like a scam." And I
Wow.
said, What do you mean?" I'm like, "These
Uh-uh.
people." She's like, it sounds like a scam. It's ultimately she doesn't want me to leave, which I get. But why would you put that thought in my head?
Yeah, man. Why would you stop somebody from growing? Them ain't your
So
friends,
weird.
boo.
Like I was so mad. I'm like, "Girl, it's okay. Starting a new life. What's popping?" Ha
Okay.
ha.
How
We
far is
start.
it from the airport?
So I am moving downtown LA and the airport is in what part of California? Don't know. But
Okay.
but
Let me look it up. I'll tell you.
yeah. Um that's gonna be the only thing I hate about fucking California. I'm gonna on my own, I'm gonna try to book all my flights at Burbank at the Burbank airport because LAX is a zoo. Like that shit don't make no sense. Like it takes once you get to the airport, it takes the car or Uber or whatever about 45 minutes just to get to the door where Delta
Yeah,
is.
it's a lot.
How stupid. Because of traffic, it just started being that way because it wasn't like that over the pandemic. But now that the city is opening back up, it's terrible.
It's okay. You'll get over it.
Terrible. Like you got to get to the airport almost 3 hours early.
Yeah. Well, you got pre-check now, so
Oh, let me check on that because I don't know if I got pre-check. I don't know how would I get denied for it, but I said the same thing about that apartment and they denied me upside down.
okay. So if we start driving now, we'll get there in a day. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay,
What?
so
What do you
it's
mean?
35 minutes to the airport, but there is 25 minutes of traffic. So it's about 15 minutes, but it's probably gonna always be traffic. So
Yeah, that's the thing.
yeah,
That's
so the
the thing
airport is
about.
closer to the coast and you're in the middle. You are really in the middle of oh dang, you right by the what you call 'em?
What you calling it?
I'm just I don't know nothing. Oh,
Okay,
okay. Let me see how far you was from the Joshua tree because I'm trying to go.
that's far.
Let's
It
see.
still say that my application is in progress.
Because
Absolutely.
you ain't showed up yet.
What you mean?
You gotta go down there. They gonna keep your jump pending until they see you a human.
Oh, you got to go through the thing.
I don't know. Oh, you talking about TSA? Oh, that I don't know. It's I
Pre-check.
I got my I think I don't know how long it took me because I went through the global entry
If say I
thing.
did it on, you will receive a letter from TSA requesting additional information if it's required, and this is the status as of 8/12/2021.
Okay, that was 2 days ago. Okay.
No, that was a month
Oh,
ago.
August.
Yeah.
Oh, check your mailbox, Pooh. Maybe it's in there.
Okay, well, I'll go down there and
But
check.
anywho, let's move on so we don't take too much time. I'm sleepy. Okay, so let's get into shop talk. Hold on, let me sorry, you
Um,
wanna go first?
so yeah, so we just had this conversation like a little minute ago about this weird shit that's going on in Atlanta with. Let me not say weird because I don't want to offend anybody. I understand that this is a religion that I just really I don't know anything about it. So, but the practices are very extreme in my opinion. Um, I will say that Christians, even though they drink they love grape juice and call it wine of the blood of Jesus, it ain't as extreme as cutting off goat heads. Okay. I don't know what this is, what is happening. So recently, me and Alicia realized that it's becoming more popular to join this religion, and it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's called EFI.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm actually afraid to say it on record, so I'm just gonna chill.
Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it
No,
though,
I
because
thought it was referred to as IFA, but obviously that I don't know. I have no idea.
yeah, either way, however we pronounce it, that's the religion. And it is practiced where we say it was like a
Yeah, and if y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, it's an African religion, but they practice it heavily in Cuba. But I think it is by African people.
yeah. Now
Yeah.
I know that this is really, I know that this is definitely a thing because a lot of African people a lot of African people in Africa, they have goats and things like that as not pets, but they keep them and they eat from it.
Yeah, people drink goat milk and eat goat. I don't know what they eat, but yeah. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not really familiar or savvy with the religion, but I know that there are some practices that are not like viewed necessarily as normal. And so, are you talking about that article, the news article?
Yeah, so that part, because I knew it was a thing, and I follow a few people who um follow that religion, but anytime they post anything about like killing chickens and or sacrificing chickens or whatever, um I always just kind of unfollow them. And it's just because
It's kind of uncomfortable to see,
it is. And so it's this one guy who I follow. I don't even know him, but I follow him just because I just want to know. Like, I'm very curious about it, and I just be watching his stuff. He from Atlanta. He hang out with a lot of rappers, and I haven't heard about the religion until Future. Apparently, Future. That's what Future.
And he's Haitian, so maybe it's just common in that region. Honestly, I don't
Oh,
know.
he is Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's a lot of Haitians do that. That is so crazy. I never knew he was Haitian.
Yeah.
So these folks doing this and following this, and they don't even really.
I have definitely seen people start to adopt it more widely. But I think the things that I mean, maybe if we know if somebody's listening who could provide more insight, clear the ignorance. But I was I was sharing with Draco an article about there have been a lot of headless goats found in the Chattahoochee River. And I know that may be a part of the religious practice, but I just don't. I'm curious to know what if they never get the goats out the lake? I mean, out the river, and it's just like hundreds of goats. Like, is that supposed to be normal? I genuinely don't understand. And then there's
they said it was hundreds of goat heads.
Yeah. And I just can't imagine being like walking down the street, walking alone. I was just at the Chattahoochee like 2 days ago. Imagine just walking my dog and it's a goat head. You know what I'm saying? And obviously that would like create bacteria. It's just a lot of things. People do like shoot the hooch, you know what I'm saying? They do like kayak and stuff like that in that water. Don't get me wrong, all bodies of water are filthy. I get it. But I genuinely don't understand that. And I also there's a waterfall off Cascade where they leave like watermelon and other fruit like gifts for the ancestors, but like it doesn't actually get eaten. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that is a part, like, how in Christianity they might say like, I dedicate my soul or my blood or just things like that. Like, it signifies something else, but then at the same time it's like now there's a lot of bugs and there's a lot of fruit just hanging around and somebody has to come and clean it up. So I just don't understand. I want to understand like the significance, and I do respect people's choice to practice certain religions, but as somebody who has been raised as a Christian, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, you harming animals, you are, making food, creating waste in this area that is, a part of a neighborhood. I don't understand it.
Yeah, and there's also health reasons too. You know what I'm saying? Animals carry a lot of diseases, and I was looking at that article that you sent, and it was just a guy on the river, and he was in a boat. He had the news people with him, and it was just goat heads, just literally all over and they were showing it, like it was like floating.
I didn't look at the video.
It was like floating goat bodies, and then like people who live in the neighborhood, they were recording from like their kitchen. People like going out there and actually dumping the goats, and goats are heavy. So the way that they hit the water, it sounded crazy as hell. And they said they hear that shit.
But I had a praying grandmother. Sorry.
They said they hear that all night. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm curious to know. And I do have an old coworker who I believe practices religion. The only reason why I'm assuming is because she dressed in white for a long time, like more than a year. She had like a ceremony to crown her like a priestess and things like that. But I don't really I don't know if we're even connected on social media. But she didn't like show any behaviors like in like day-to-day life. But I know that I don't know. Honestly, truly, I do want to understand. And I'm sure the way we are thinking are the same way that people think about Christianity and so many other religions. But I do kind of wonder about the environmental impact, honestly.
Yeah, that's what the news people were saying. They were trying to be respectful because they were like, they assumed that they were doing it for religious purposes, which, they were, and they ended up going to Miami because a lot of people in Miami are Haitians and they practice some of the same things. So they had a priestess actually come on the news and explain why they did that. And they were saying that cutting off the goat heads and doing that symbolizes victory, like you're celebrating something important in your life that happened. And I get that, and I respect that. I respect people's religion choices, but the fact that the Chattahoochee River is where y'all dump them, and that is literally Atlanta's source of water, drinking water. It's just weird, and I don't know if it's like purified. Oh my god.
Yeah, I would hope so, but I drink. But yes, you're right. It's kind of like, and not just to mention that. I mean, people, that's like a tourist attraction. People like
yeah. I never went to shoot the hooch, but I definitely.
I want to, but I know it's been.
It was on my list. I'm not doing it no more. Like,
yeah, same. Well, it's a lot of human bodies have been recovered from that river, so it's like I don't even want that water to touch me, which means it could possibly splash my mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much. So I'm gonna just walk the trails. I go see the bamboo stick, but I don't want to be in that water. Me and my dog is good.
Honey, I'm just gonna continue beating face with a rock.
Okay, good night. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. So I want to get these tweets accurate before I complain and get attacked by a fan base.
Let's go. I'm ready to attack the Barbs today.
Ooh.
Because I know that's what you about to say. And I love Nicki Minaj, but let me tell you something. That was so, and it was like it was like she was trying to be anti-vax, but then trying to fake be pro-vax after.
Yeah.
And I don't attack anti-vaxxers, but if you need to just own up to it, like stand on 2 feet in your anti-vax. Don't try to straddle the fence just because it's that you feel like people aren't gonna like you.
Yeah, okay. So this is what happened. I'm actually on her Twitter page for the first time in my life right now.
Oh my gosh.
So basically, and the reason why I want to make sure I get the tweet right is because part of the issue is that people are misquoting her, and that's fine. I want to, I'm big on credibility and making sure. This show saying Nicki Minaj won't get vaxxed, says she's worried about swollen testicles.
I mean, she did say that. She did say it.
Okay, so long story short, y'all, Nicki Minaj could not perform at the VMAs because she had COVID, and I think she had to speak out and say it because people on Twitter was saying because the venue was close to a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Close to a Chuck E. Cheese, and her husband can't go.
I'm slobbing. Okay, sorry, that's not funny. It is funny. But basically, she was like, she caught COVID, and she said that she couldn't go to the Met because they require vaccination. She said that she want to do more research on the vaccine, and she's working on it now. Number one, I'm so tired of people saying that, sweetheart, Nicki Minaj included, all y'all. The fake and the real information is equally easily accessible. Okay. Now, what research that you think people in general, not just Nicki, what research do y'all think y'all credible of validating over what is like, where are you going to look? Are you just going to Google COVID vaccine? You know, like when people say they need to do their research, where are y'all be on the toilet on YouTube?
Can you not?
On accounts with dashikis. I'm just saying, it's like I'm really sick and tired of this vaccine argument. Listen, if people don't want to get the vaccine, okay, cool. If people get the vaccine, okay, cool. All I ask, me personally, is people protect themselves. Continue to wash your hands, sanitize surfaces, wear a mask. If you could, at the least you can do those non-invasive things to minimize the spread of COVID-19. Because the problem is, because people are not vaccinated, people who are catching the vaccine it's mutated. And yes, we know that people can get it with the shot. You can still get vaccine. It was never intended to be a cure. It was intended to slow down the spread, to minimize harsh symptoms, and avoid mutations like we're having now. So, there's a reason why people don't know what chickenpox is and measles and all this other stuff because of vaccine. I remember you tweeted the other day, you went and got your shot right because you had 9 vaccines. Like we all do.
And people still try to argue with me about that. Somebody said, well, I only had 6.
So what?
And I'm like, what? Girl, you
have a vaccine because there was a spread of something that they needed to eradicate. I truly do understand people feeling like, we don't know the long-term effects because we don't. We actually don't know what could happen to people who got the COVID vaccine 6, 7, 8, 9 years. But we do see what's happening to people who got COVID, the virus. And so I know that people are not happy about Biden executing his mandate for people to require, like my job is firing people on October 17th who don't have a vaccine.
Oh, that's real.
Clear as day. They said this before Biden said anything. People was outside my job protesting. And I get it. I hear y'all, but what other ideas do y'all have? That's all I ask. What other suggestions do we have to slow? And I do not want to make this podcast about no COVID podcast. We don't talk about COVID all year, 2 years, whatever. But I genuinely don't understand what people think is going to be the resolution for this.
Yeah.
Y'all want the government to do something, and the government is doing something. You know what I'm saying? It's people who've been working on the front line this whole time, risking their life. And so, why wouldn't you want them to be protected? And my job is allowing religious exemption consideration and not guaranteeing it. Now, I don't know how they could get away with denying somebody for religious, practice or whatever, but that's between them because I submitted my vaccine card. But yeah, people are talking about, oh, they're taking our freedoms away. I'm like, baby, we Black. What freedom do we have? I'm not even trying to be funny, but it's like you were. I had, I want to make this as short as possible, but when people are really like us, someone that I know, I'm not going to name them, but they did a poll on Instagram asking, how do we feel about our rights being taken away for having to produce a piece of paper to prove that we have a shot? Sweetheart, that's how you got in college. That's how you got in grade school. And yes, people can get exemptions. So why don't you look into that instead of going out here talking about taking your rights away? Your right to live is what you get. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. And I hate that they find these 1, 2, 3 cases of people who have gotten COVID with, and there are obviously a lot of people who have still gotten COVID with the vaccine. But if y'all did your research, you would know that the antibodies do not last forever. They do go away, which is why they're introducing boosters. Also, there are people who contracted COVID while trying to get the second shot or while trying to get the first shot, or because they've been exposed to COVID so much, or because COVID has mutated, the vaccine can only work so much because it doesn't even know what this new thing is. It's like, obviously people can get it. You know what I'm saying? That they never denied that from day one. They said that. So it's just so crazy to me. Like people keep saying, like even somebody told Nikki, like you don't get the symptoms. Now the person was wrong. People are getting the same symptoms, but that doesn't mean anyway. All right, whatever. Long story short, she made a tweet about her cousin who had a friend.
Let's go.
Who got the vaccine and their testicles enlarged before their wedding day. Now, I don't believe that. Now, I believe somebody's testicles can enlarge, but it have nothing to do with the goddamn vaccine. Then on the fact that you use your platform to even say that and you don't even know this person personally, it's just so irresponsible, man. This is why I miss the days where celebrities did not have this kind of access, because I just feel like, yes, this may be your views, but you just need to think about the impact of these stands. Like, this is obviously a very serious time. And I'm not expecting Nikki to be some vaccine advocate, go get the shot, yada, yada, yada. But she was like kind of supporting these conspiracies. I'm like, okay, all right. And y'all know I've been very consistent, not a Nikki fan. I mean, every day I'd be like, see? I'd be like, I just can't get into it. But all I'm saying, y'all, listen, just shut up. If you're going to get it, get it. If you're not, don't be mad when you kill your grandmama. Just pray for your mama who's gonna be grieving.
Oh.
Anyways.
Nikki. Oh wow. Nikki didn't really bother me like that before. This situation just really annoyed me because the thing about people who are anti-vax, they don't really have a legit reason. Like if you like K Michelle has a legit reason. K Michelle said that she can't get vaccinated because of the silicone that she still has on her body, and she doesn't know how it reacts. And I don't know if the doctor told her that or she just saying it off top.
A lot of people been saying that. I'm just like, you definitely didn't have FDA approval for that.
And then in the same breath, two people who, well, I ain't gonna just walk around like Nikki just been saying that she's been anti-vax this whole time.
Yeah, because she did say that she would consider getting it to go on tour. Apparently, I saw that.
For work, but she also has the shots. Her blood shots.
So that's your real reason to say that.
Same with Summer Walker. Summer Walker is extremely anti everything, and she has, some work done.
But you value a round booty over antibodies.
Yep. That's just how it is, and it just doesn't make sense. And it's a lot of people who I know that are doing this, and they have they either do pills, which they don't know what have in it. Even prescription pills can be harmful sometimes if you use them in the wrong way, or if your body reacts to them differently. But you have no problem swallowing those. Ain't no telling. And most of the time, when people take perks and all those other things, those are street pills. Meaning that's what I'm saying.
And it's not, and not even to say there's an equivalency necessarily, but don't be talking about you don't know what's in it and the government trying to get us. Who show us? Because I tell people
drugs.
I voluntarily tell people that I got the vaccine. Let me be your guinea pig. Watch me. Watch my actions. Okay. Even if I end up catching COVID or whatever the case is, I know for sure that I did at least contribute my part to make sure I don't have any harsh experiences and possibly mutated. But I'm just like, please listen, y'all. Please just stop. And that's what I hate with social media, because people actually are not doing research. They going on Twitter and they reading these threads from people that's got a number 7 next to their name to make it look like they got a verified check.
Or people who who think they doubt Dr. Stevie #2.
Oh, they be like, oh, just eat your fruits and vegetables and your sea moss. Why you weren't doing that before? And y'all, if y'all eat fruits and vegetables from the store, you ain't helping much. Them not organic. Like them is not. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, on the same breath, Chris Brown just tweeted. He said, y'all happy with Biden because WTF, serious question. What exactly do y'all expect from the president? Serious, that's a serious question. Serious question.
I don't expect nothing. I mean,
He don't gave a lot of money to a lot of scammers. He actually doing something about this pandemic. What and as Chris Brown, as an extremely rich person, what is it that you expected from him? And I think for me, I really learned the serious responsibility of the president when Trump was in office, because I saw all the things that was going wrong that I ain't like, and I understood the branches of government and why the president does not have the ultimate power, even though he tried to enforce it. But when I see stuff like this, what is it that Biden has done to make you unhappy with him as a president? I genuinely want to know. I want to know. So Chris Brown, let us know.
I don't know. Just like celebrities don't think they should be taxed. Like people should tax the rich.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like everybody should have. First of all, yeah, I really don't love how the lower class is the one that's really funding everything in this country. It's not fair. And I totally understand when people finally have access to a whole bunch of money, they want to keep it. But that's also not fair. You are contributing to so much in this country, and you are making so much money off the backs of those people who are paying taxes. Like you shouldn't. It's not fair. It's just not fair. But that's what happens. People, I read a tweet. I wish I remember the words. Maybe I favorited it. But it was, let me just try to find it right quick. Nope. All right. Anyway, so basically it was like Atlanta is supposed to be this black Mecca, but in reality, a lot of the black people that get a lot of money, they literally forget where they came from, and they act like the people that oppress us. And so when people who got like when you say tax the rich, it's like they don't even care about where they came from no more. It don't matter because I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like those kind of, they get that superior mentality. But I agree, they definitely should be paying tax, and there are ways to lessen the blow of taxes, obviously, but it's not fair to literally not pay tax. That's not fair. It's just not fair because you are making money here and you're giving nothing back in return besides Instagram posts and songs to play in the car that I had to pay taxes on.
So you finna fight them?
No, I pay taxes. I mean, I got a business. I take advantage of business opportunities, but I'm not no thief. And if I have multiple millions, I get it. That's a lot of money, but you're not going to be below the poverty line for paying taxes.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense. Anyways, all right, let's move on to the next topic. Do you have anything else for Shop Talk?
Nothing that I want, honey.
All right, so I came up with something while we was talking about what we should talk about. So this actually was ironically discussed on another podcast I was listening to, but in the spirit of you moving, I just want to talk about like our first experiences moving out. Like maybe we have tips for people that's getting their own place or even relocating, and maybe some things that you learned like moving out. So first I'm gonna ask you, when did you first like officially move alone, like by yourself without a roommate?
So, on the previous episode, I talked about how I went from sleeping in a closet to living with my aunt, which is crazy because today is the day that she passed last year from COVID. But it's been 1 year, but she let me stay with her, and then, I would say it was maybe 2009. I don't know. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to get an apartment. And
2009?
I'm sorry, I'm lying. This was in 2012.
I'm like, dang, where was it?
This 2012.
Technically, I know when we went to Barter, like we had student housing. I mean, to me, that was moving out, but it really wasn't a place of my own. I didn't have to put much effort into doing that.
No, I live with Graduasia and all the mother hoes. So my first experience moving out was moving out of my aunt's house, and I moved into a 2-bedroom apartment in Sandy Springs, and my rent was $730. 2-bedroom, 2 full bathroom, and let me tell you something. To this day, that is the hugest apartment that I've ever had. It actually was bigger than the house that I moved into in Hateville. It was bigger than that.
Oh my God.
$730.
I remember when I was working at IKEA, I wanted to get an apartment in Sandy Springs. They had a 1-bedroom for under $500. I should have. Oh my God. I hate I never got that apartment.
Sandy Springs was that jam, but let me tell you something. When they went up, they went up.
Oh, all the way up.
They went up. And when I first moved in that apartment, it was nice. I hated the outside of it because it was so old. The inside was so decent, though. The inside was so decent. And our neighbors had roaches.
Yeah, over there, there's a lot of roaches because a lot of kids.
So I had to see, growing up in the hood, my mama knew how to get rid of roaches in one day.
Yeah, you gotta make a bomb. You gotta bomb the place.
Have the little white
boric acid.
Boric acid, yeah, that's what it was. She put the boric acid, even though that stuff stank.
Mm-hmm.
Put the boric acid, she would get the pest control to come. She would just get rid of them. Like we moved into an apartment, she would do that even if she didn't see a roach, she didn't want to see one. So she would do that before. But
boric acid had them roaches that look at albino. They be covered in powder. Darn cokeheads. Clean it up, coke whore.
But I moved in an apartment with my boyfriend at the time. That was my first apartment. About the 6th month, he was out of there.
Yeah, same here. Well, 8th month.
About the 6th month, we moved in. I think in like August, and by January he was gone.
Yeah. How did you, when you found an apartment, was it based on the price, on the rent, or the area? Like, how did you determine it?
Yeah, I had ended up going online, and I didn't know how much rent was supposed to be, but I also didn't want to pay too much. So I just looked online and I actually went to ProMove. That's how I found it.
Oh my God. I think I went through ProMove because of you. But they end up not being helpful. Man.
I went to ProMove and I got it, and then I just pulled up on them, and they was, they allowed me to move in. Now what's crazy is I've never gotten an apartment by using check stubs. I've always had to use my bank statements. Always.
Now what
even when I moved to the crossing. No, I was just saying, like, no, the crossing, I made my own check stubs.
Okay, cool, got it. So was the crossings your first time having your own? You didn't have a roommate over there, did you?
I didn't have a roommate in Sandy Springs. I was the only one paying rent. What's the roommate? Who's roommating? This my house. This my dad's house.
What did you have in your apartment? Did you have furniture and stuff?
Baby, let me tell you something. I don't believe in no furniture. I fully furnished my home, my apartment. Now, I invited people over and had a party before I got furniture. But then next week, I had a dresser, a nightstand, a bed, a couch, coffee table, TV stand, side chairs. Only thing I didn't have was dining room furniture because that's what I did makeup at.
Period. Okay.
And then I moved that same furniture to the crossing. So I had furniture, and it was nice furniture. I ain't had a cheap IKEA couch. I had like the $800 one.
I understand.
Well,
I got all my stuff from
back then, that was more than my rent. So that was
true. I do remember thinking that furniture was more than my mortgage or rent.
Yeah. So I'm like, I had a heavy duty leather couch from IKEA. It was so sturdy. Oh wow, I missed that apartment. Now, let me tell you something. Some fun times happened over there.
I ain't never get to go over there. I guess you wasn't F with me. You had found your gay tribe.
Y'all never used to want to come over like far.
Who's y'all?
My friends.
I just ain't had no car probably.
Yeah. And then
no, I had a car. I had to have a car.
Know what happened at the crossing? Nobody came and visited me at the crossing. That was short lived because I got evicted.
Well, at that time, I thought that was far. So
everybody did. And
it's not. It's literally not.
To this day, like my sister never came to the crossing. She came to the one in Sandy Springs. I don't think she ever came to the crossing before. Nobody really came over there, and that was a night. I loved that apartment.
Me too. Let me tell you something. So how long after the Sandy Springs did you move to the crossings?
13 months after.
Oh, okay, so it was back to back. Okay, cool. Now, how did you feel? Like, I guess because for me, so my first apartment was the Crossings, also thanks to you. But we just, for those listening, we didn't live there at the same time because he had got evicted. And when I dropped his name in the leasing office, they definitely was like, "Oh, okay." They're like, "Oh, okay, cool." Now they probably thinking I'm the one who ain't gonna be paying rent. But but okay, so for me, when I first moved out, I did get an apartment with my boyfriend at the time. I had graduated from college. I got my key. I said this all the time. I got my key the same day I graduated from college, was ready to go. But for furniture wise, so I do remember when I got the apartment, I had got this advice from my old coworker. She was always like, if you ever get a situation where you roommating with somebody, always make sure you pick a place where you can afford the rent by yourself if something goes wrong. And I never forgot that because I was like, that's a genius idea. So that's what I did with that apartment. And my one bedroom was $675, which was crazy thinking back because it's literally probably triple that now over there. But to me, Marietta was the ultimate come up. Like I felt like I didn't move out the hood until 2014. That was my first time living outside the hood ever. So to me, this was the nicest. I never seen anything this nice. And I have in pictures.
Yeah.
But as far as living, like I'm like, wow, I live in Marietta, and now I would never.
First of all, gated community.
Tap
card. I thought that when you have a tap card, you was the T. Because if you go on Camerton Road, them apartments don't have gates to come in, and now you just drive through.
Well, the temp got gates.
Yeah, and they also have a security guard in front, and Absent Court got a security guard in the front, and the bullets still come through there.
So I had never even been, like, to me, it was just like I made it. I really felt like, I always say I removed myself from poverty because that's a fact. That's exactly what I did. But I just couldn't believe it. Now, I wouldn't move there now. I mean, I would if I had to, but I wouldn't choose to live over there because my life has changed a lot since then as well. But anyway, I just think that I was just so happy to, like, I don't know. Listen.
You don't understand. I know exactly what you mean. Just imagine me coming from sleeping in a closet. Alicia. A hallway closet at that.
Now, was your apartment at the Crossings a 2-bedroom or a 1-bedroom?
It was a 1.
1 bedroom. Okay, mine was 2. Yeah, so I think I'm trying to think of where my original furniture came from. I feel like this is because this is what happened. I had went to the IKEA as is section and came up on a sectional for like 2 something. It was a sectional that turned into a bed. And I had got a love seat, which I still have right now for $100. So that was my furniture. And then I had a coworker who I worked with, and he had relocated to Atlanta for like not even a year and had to go back to another office, another city. And he had a mattress that he gave me for free. And I literally still have it. I swear to God. And that was my first mattress. Now I know that looking back, I probably wouldn't have accepted a mattress for somebody, but times was very hard, y'all. I came from poverty.
Listen.
But I literally still have that mattress. I just did a deep clean the other day. I swear to God. But yeah, so that was my first apartment. I stayed with my ex, and things didn't work out. So 8 months in, he did find a new place to live. But I tried to say that with a straight face. But after he moved out, that was my first time truly living alone. And right then I knew I found myself. I said, oh, this is the life for me. Nobody in my house.
Yeah, that was the same for me. I got the full experience in the Crossing because I had a 1-bedroom. I know that sounds crazy, but since I had already spent half of the lease with him, once he left, it was like my friends were over all the time because I was newly single.
Period. Orgy here, orgy there.
No, I actually got in a relationship not long after that. I started dating somebody else, and we dated for a long time. Actually, we dated for like a year.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's a long time, but especially in my community, that's a long time.
Sorry.
Yeah, we dated for like a year, and then I moved into the Crossing, and I was single. The Crossing, for that to be such a short, never mind, I ain't gonna get into that. But
somebody ain't doing the math right.
Yeah, and I felt good too because and another reason why I count the crossing as my first apartment on my own is because I had just got a car right before moving in. I probably got my car maybe 2 weeks before. And back then, I was so big on getting revenge. Um, that because my ex, he was a very lazy person. Like he would not leave the house to go look for a job, and he would lie and say he did, but he got rained on. Like he would just make up all type of excuses, and so he blamed it on me that he couldn't find a job because I didn't have a car
And he didn't either.
for him to get around. I think that was the sign because he had never exposed that side of him before. But once he said that, I was like,
Yeah, we had a similar
"What?"
situation on my side.
This boy told me that that it was his fault that I didn't. That it was his fault I didn't have a job because why am I this old and don't know how to drive and why don't I have a car?
Oh
And
wow.
so when he moved out, I said, you know what? I'm gonna get me a car. And it took me a while. It took me like 2 or 3 months to commit to the idea of me having a car. So the day that I finally did it, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you how this go off. Now I took driver's ed in high school, so I knew how to drive. I just had a bad experience at a young age. I drove this boy grandma car. I liked this boy. Went to chill with him. He was hungry. He was like, "I'm gonna buy us some food." He wanted Waffle House. I didn't eat Waffle House at the time. I ate McDonald's. I was trash. I don't know what was that about, but he went in Waffle House, and I kind of had an attitude because he was like, "Who doesn't eat Waffle House?" He was doing that. So as we're trying to argue, I pressed the gas and I had the car in reverse and I crashed somebody's car at the Waffle House in his grandma's car while she was out of town.
What? I ain't know this story now. You been revealing yourself.
You know how sometimes you just have to let time pass before you tell people about stuff. But that was
Oh my
that
God.
was a really terrifying experience. So instead of me stopping, I sped off because I didn't have a license. I didn't even have a permit. So
Dang.
I hit somebody's car and I just sped off and I drove back to his house. When we got to his house, his grandma car didn't have a scratch on it.
Oh, period. Period.
It didn't have a scratch, but that car that I hit,
Dang, what she drove us?
it was an older car. It wasn't even a big car. That's the
them be the
thing.
ones.
But that damn car, I mean, I had broke the tail light real bad. Like they on their car. It crunched up. Like, yeah, it was bad. So
And
after
they was
that,
inside Waffle House and you did a hit and run.
yep. And I didn't even want to drive a car after that because I'm like, this is
Yeah, I feel you. Well, the first week I got my car, I sideswiped the car down the street from me. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus, that was
So
embarrassing.
I ended up paying for driving school. The driving school was they taught me for 2 days, and then the third day they took me to take my driver's test. So I was so advanced that they taught me one day. The next day I went to take my driver's test, and the day after I got my driver's license, I got a car. So within 3 days, I did all
Me
this.
too. I did the same thing. I went and got my car that same week, got my test, my license that same. Listen, it got to the point where I was so anxious on the bus, on the train, I couldn't take it no more. And then I had a really weird experience. This guy was like flicking his life while staring at me. I got off at the wrong station on purpose because I had to get away from him. I still think about it to this day. I'm getting chills.
I ain't never know that.
Yeah, so okay. I was on the train. I can't remember where I was going. I must have been going to work or school or something. But it was this guy. He kept flicking his knife. I don't know. I think I got on the train at the West End. And at this point, I think I had a car, but I was parking at the train station. I really don't remember. So because he was looking at me, I was like, "Are you good?" And he was like, "I'm just fine." And he kept flicking the life. When I tell you, when that train got to Garnett, babe, I got off. I got off, and I was so scared because I felt like if I got up, he was gonna come behind me and like stab
Yeah.
me. Because it was people on the train, but it wasn't enough for them to be able to be like they nobody probably had no clue what was going on. But yes, it scared me so bad. That was the last day I took the train. I was like, "This is Alicia, you can't. You just need to drive the way you got to go." Because I was scared to get on the highway. I was just learning how to drive. Let me tell you something.
My mama had a bad experience on a train like that, and it made her get a car. She said that some dude exposed himself to her on the train.
Oh, that don't happen to me so many times on the train. So many times on the train, at the train station. Oh my God. Yeah, MARTA is a weird place.
Yeah, I
That's
think
why,
any public transit is weird.
yeah, for sure. But that southbound train ain't nothing to mess with. I feel bad for anybody that got to ride from the airport to the end of the northbound line, baby.
Hold on now, because the westbound is just as bad.
It is, but the whole thing bad. It don't get good. It's just bad.
Terrible.
The best station on that whole line is Georgia State.
Yeah. No, it's Georgia State is on eastbound. You mean
I'm talking about left or right. I'm talking about east to west.
Okay.
Yeah. And going west, make it.
Wait till we get to Elate train station.
You know what I'm saying? And Avalon might be decent, but you got to go to the other ones. But when it comes north to south, airport is nice, College Park decent, East Point, all right. Now we getting a little sketchy.
See, when I lived on the east side of high school, once you get past Decatur train station, you good.
Exactly. And why should it take all that?
Once you get past, it's like East Lake, Decatur, Avondale, and then Kensington. Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Now Kensington ain't too terrible, but it is,
Yeah. And then Indian Creek. Indian Creek was the best one on the line.
So anyway, okay, cool. Back to this apartment thing. So now how sorry. I just had a vision.
A brain fart. Oh, you raving? What kind of glasses them is?
Ferragamo.
I seen the side. I ain't get it too. Okay.
And they transitions. They
hide your people. She got money, y'all.
Period. I'm rich. Just kidding. Somebody. Never mind. All right. So now, like, okay, when it comes, I can't even talk straight. Were there any issues that you discovered like while living alone? Like, was there some stuff like? Cause you know what, people be saying like adults in this ghetto, but I ain't never felt like that.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think it's because of how I grew up. Now I had good experiences in the household of my mom, but once she passed and I had to just really live in the world and see how ghetto shit is, I think that I've never had an issue with paying rent or just paying my bills in that sense, because at the end of the day, I know people be like, oh, paying rent is ghetto, this is so adults in this ghetto, but I literally pay for peace. Like I pay to
That's
be
exactly
able to
how
walk
I
around.
look at it.
I pay to walk around my underwear if I want to. I pay to listen to my music loud. I pay to shower with the door open. Little stuff like that makes me feel comfortable. Like this is the first apartment out of all the apartments that I ever had in life where I'm comfortable enough to sleep with the door open.
No,
I've never slept. You sleep with your door closed still?
Both of them. I got 2 doors in my bedroom and they both be closed with a lock.
I literally sleep with my door open now. Like I don't have an issue with that no more. Like I used to do it, but I pay to just be comfortable. Like if I don't feel like washing the dishes right then, I don't want to wash them. I'll wash them later. It's little stuff like that. Like just being able to wash clothes at 4 a.m. without waking people up.
Yep. Because you had roommates at your last place. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, for me, I also look at it as paying for peace. Like I don't want to live with nobody, y'all. I do want to get married one day, but we already know I'm gonna need 2 houses with a bridge. But I just, like you said, like when I come home, I want things to be how I left it. I don't want to be mad at somebody for leaving something out or for not washing the dishes or for not having a portion of the rent or the bills or being late because I'm not splitting nothing with nobody ever again in my life. And that's on Mary had an apartment, a house, condo, and a loft. But because I am a very clean person, y'all, like my house really be looking like when you go into a fresh hotel room, like my stuff always be on point. Now it's a little rough this week because I got things to do. But I really am very anal about dishes being clean, walls being clean, floors being clean, things being nice. And there are some people who are very careless when it comes to that. Like let me tell you, I'm just gonna share a situation. One time I was living with someone, we're just gonna say that, and I got tired of washing all the dishes, okay? Because it was not my dishes that was being made. And this person, like, yeah, oh my God, I'm disgusted. There were maggots, okay, on the sink cloth, okay? Now, how long do you think a rag got to be stinking, dirty, and wet for maggots to form?
Oh,
Disgusting. And it's like people have their dirty ways and you can see it beforehand, but you think like, oh, okay, maybe they just been busy. But when you live with people for real, you get to see a whole different side. People be on Instagram on these swaggy outfits, cool filters, and their house be You see that video that guy posted of that girl? Don't get me wrong, he was wrong too, but basically her house was filthy. But he talking about he quit his job to live with her. That was his stupid fault. He probably was using her, but either way, he still hit in her house looking filthy. But anyway, people houses be disgusting, and you see them, and you won't even know how they living for real. And not that it's my business, but things like that are necessary to know when you living with somebody. So anyway, like you said, you pay for convenience. Like for me, I never cared how much is the rent, how much is the mortgage, like the amount that I pay on mortgage. I know for a fact people is splitting it three ways. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even to stunt, but to me, there is no amount too high for me. Now
Yeah.
there is,
Yeah, that is
but,
true.
but I'm just saying, like, I didn't think twice because I want to live how I want to live. And if I can afford it, I'm gonna handle that. But living with people is a whole different thing. I mean, even down to the parking space, bro. I want to park as close to my door as possible. I just want everything done on time. I'm very organized. Everything, it's just too much. Like, but anyway, I would say living. I was always prepared to live alone. I think because I knew very early on in the single digit ages how my life was gonna be when I finally got up out of there. And because we struggle with money so much, I already had a routine in my head about how bills was gonna get paid and how business was gonna be handled. So I've never, because my mom used to always say, "Don't be in a rush to be grown, because life gonna hit you like a pile of bricks." But life never hit me with a pile of bricks, because I had a
Yeah.
plan. And I know a lot of people struggle, but I have not. I did all my struggling in my earlier life. Now I've done the work to not have to be in those positions. And it's not to, I hate to feel like I'm bragging, because I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just saying that I struggled so bad that I made sure that I never ever ever have to live like that again. So life has not hit me like, it's not saying that I can't lose everything. I could lose my job, I could lose my home and all that, but I'm just saying that that would be a result of something else and not my misfortune of being irresponsible.
Yeah. I think that my last situation, which was a roommate situation, really made me realize how irresponsible I was. So it really um turned me into a responsible person. Now, so I will say I'm not 100% responsible. I'm probably like 85. I still be doing some irresponsible things with my money sometimes, and I get frustrated with myself. But at the same time, I still ain't broke.
Now, when you say irresponsible, though, are you not realizing you're doing something wrong, or you just don't care as much?
I think that what it is that my job is very I make my own schedule, and also it's per gig. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like I have a set day of like, oh yeah, I work this amount of hours and this is what I'm gonna get per week.
Mm-hmm.
So some weeks it may be just a regular amount of money, and some weeks I be feeling like Big Lotto LLC. So I be like, my Big Lotto weeks, I'll be like, I definitely am in the process of moving or trying to move, so I need to put this over here. But then I'll be like, I really want to update my wardrobe with some stuff. And I just buy stuff. Like I have a
Now,
whole
is this a bad, like, because I feel like you should definitely treat yourself, but are you feeling like you splurging too much?
I don't think that I'm splurging too much, but it's definitely starting to get uncomfortable. Just because I feel like I'm buying stuff that I normally wouldn't buy, but it's because I work hard. I feel like at some point in
Yes.
my life, I definitely, if I can afford it, I'm gonna get it. But that doesn't mean I have to have it all the time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
And
because I've penny pinched for a very long time, and the last year or two, or I would say year and a half, or being at home, I have been like buying things that are way more expensive than I would normally. But it feels good though. It's like, why? I mean, at some point, like your savings only need to be so much, and then you can invest and you can do that. But if you have things left over, then you should treat yourself. I mean, as long as you have
Yeah.
a nice amount of your, like to me, I would like to, as long as I have at least a year of my bills saved, then anything else is extra. If I got my investments going out, they automatically draft and all the other
Let me
stuff.
put my new
So
bills. Let me put my new bills in here and see if I got that in my savings. Hold on, let me calculate it. I'm just gonna do the rent though. Let me see.
I count everything. I count utilities. I count everything.
See, I don't know how much utilities gonna be out there.
I just make up a number, honey. I just do 45 for the lights, 45 for the gas, 30 for water, HOA.
Okay, I got a year's worth in my
Oh,
account.
oh, period, honey.
I got a year's worth. Now
So
after the year's worth,
right, but within a year,
a little,
you're gonna listen. You got a car, you got a job.
yeah, that is true. So I just feel like I've just been treating myself a lot more lately. But as of now, since the moving process is here and it's real, I just have to really watch what I spend, especially
Yes, I
because
can
I'm going to
understand
be
that.
paying 2 rents for 2 months, and yeah, it's a lot, and I have to move my stuff. Even though I am selling a lot of my stuff to to rebuy it when I get there, that's gonna save me a lot of money. But with these jobs, and I have a lot of jobs lined up, thank God. I'm just gonna have to just put everything in my savings and just buy things that I need. Like at this point, I have enough clothes. I have coats, just in case it get cold.
You know that ain't
I
happening.
have comfortable shoes, sneakers, boots. I have dress shoes. I'm fine. So I need to just stick to what I got. I did a purge of my closet maybe like a month and a half ago. That's also another reason why I started buying stuff, because I got rid of a lot of my clothes. And so I was like, I guess I can, and I sold them. So I made money from it. But I'm like, I need to get some more stuff. So I've been just buying stuff to redo it. But I mean, honestly, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not going nowhere for real but work. So I need to just stop buying stuff and just prepare for this move. Hopefully, my goal with this move though is, and I said this before, is to just create better habits for me. I think that ultimately I love Atlanta. This is home. I feel like it's no place in the United States like Atlanta. Like you cannot get this experience nowhere else. Like, and I truly believe that. But in the same breath, for me, I feel like since it's just a place that I've been my whole life, it just feels like I've been running in the same four corners. So I feel like me moving is gonna be a fresh start for me. I get to start over in the sense of me really loving my job again. And it's not like I don't love it. I just think now I've come to a point where I'm looking at it as a payment type thing. Like I'm just doing it to get paid.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to get to that point. And I still love what I do and I'm still passionate about what I do. But it's so hard for me to do that when I'm in a space where I'm not being respected for my work and my worth.
Yeah.
And so I've just kind of grown numb, because at this point it's just like I'm just doing this to get money, and I have to chastise people about certain things. And when I go out there, people do not do that to me. Not saying that it won't happen, but it hasn't happened. And I've been,
It's more refreshing, I'm sure.
yeah, and it's more refreshing. It's a new environment. Um, it's more reasons for me to be healthy, because I'm not slapped with wing places and Zaxby's all over the
Oh,
place.
honey, you're gonna lose so much weight.
Yeah, so I'm just looking forward to this move. I'm looking forward to just a change of scenery. I'm looking forward to meeting new people. I'm looking forward to having new clients, new experiences, new jobs. Um, and another thing, every time I move inside of a new place, I try to elevate it. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I can really afford this, but every time I feel like that, I have never not paid my rent.
Yeah, it's like
So
you know what, and sometimes it'd be like a $200-300 difference. For real, for
and
real.
I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be a lot. I gotta work a little harder, da da da. And I ain't not pay my rent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So um
Is
this
that your smart
apartment,
set or is that mine?
huh?
That's your smart set going off?
Yeah, it just started.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that mine? Okay.
It's mine. But
Now,
yeah,
what about clientele? Because I know you've been working out there a lot, but how do you have how do you acquire
I don't
clients?
have I don't have clients, but thank God to social media, because since I have such a I have a decent following. So in LA, it's not a lot of black artists that have followings and that can actually do makeup for black women for real, in a way where it can be
Talk
worn
your ish.
on TV and look right in photo shoots and stuff like that. So anytime I step down in LA and people know that I'm there for a little minute of time, they always spread the word. And I'm grateful for that, because people really fuck with my work, and they believe in me. And I keep telling the same story of how I was in LA for the BT Awards, and I was there in my hotel room for 15 minutes before I got a call to do Megan Thee Stallion's makeup, which I couldn't do because I was there booked for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a simple fact that I was the one they called, and I don't even live there.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like at the
Yeah.
time, I wasn't even living there. So just imagine if I were to live there, just the opportunities that will open up, because there's so many black people moving to LA and they don't have proper glam teams. It's really weird. Like even SZA, her hairstylist works at Snob Life,
Oh
and
wow.
he went out there for her, and he does her hair full time now. Now he has Summer Walker, Jasmine Sullivan, Ari Lennox,
Oh.
and SZA as clients.
Oh
So
yeah,
he's
that's gonna be
in
you,
LA more than
Pooh.
he out here. It's just it makes that's why I'm like, honestly, this is probably the
Oh,
best
you
thing to
finna be
do.
doing Michelle Obama makeup.
Yeah. I already
Michelle
do
Obama.
her doppelganger, Karen Civil.
Nah, I ain't gonna say all that now. But
Uh,
what I was gonna say? Yeah, I want to come out there I want to help you move, but
yeah,
whatever.
everybody keeps saying that. I want to help him move. I'm like, honestly,
Okay, but I get priority.
you do, but I mean, it won't be helping move. Y'all can come help put up furniture because it's no me nothing to move.
Okay, I help you open the door.
I have a doorman.
Oh, that mean y'all ain't got no parking. That'd be the trade off.
Yeah, it's not. I was reading the thing today. I was like, oh, the parking, but I already committed to my in my head to paying for parking passes.
I'm
So
gonna just Uber.
yeah, I mean it's cool. I have to drive anyway, so it's fine.
Well, I'm definitely pulling up on my way to Korea or somewhere. So
Yeah, pull up on me. And I'll drop you back off at the airport in my car. That
oh
I'm.
no, you're not. That's gonna be a long drive. Just let me take an Uber, child.
It's not. I do it all the time.
Listen, you such a Californian. All right. Well, let's wrap this episode up. I'm happy for you. I think you should have been moved a long time ago, but you can't you can't rush greatness. Clearly you had other stuff that was waiting on you to confirm the move anyway.
Yeah, I was. You're right. I will Wayne.
Period. Okay. Well, y'all, there may not be an episode next week. Yeah, and my schedule's just jam packed. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to find time to record another episode. I'm just gonna
Me
be honest
too.
with you.
Both of us. I mean, y'all know we are human. Both of us have work and lives outside of work. Um, so it may be a little break, and it's only because both of us are busy. I'm gonna, let her enjoy her vacation. I have to do a lot of work. I'm probably not even gonna be in Atlanta the rest of the month. So yeah.
Period. Mood. Same, actually.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. It's been another episode of OD Podcast. Holla at your girl.
And holla at your burl and curl,
And
baby.
your Caitlyn Jenner gonna be your governor.
I'm gonna build a wall around her house.
Okay.